Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new Dive in Live show. And this week, it's Luna Ludmila. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Nice to have you on here again. It's been...
I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, great. So we're both happy. It's
For
been
sure.
a year or something. It's been a year, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe even longer, because you were quite early. We were still doing it on Skype back then. Now it's
Oh
like
yeah, I
Zoom.
remember. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, so now it's on Zoom. It's a bit shocky on the stream, I see, but nevertheless, it's gonna be cool because you got loads of new music for us.
Yeah.
As I told you before, like I'm super fan of everything that you made. It's super nice, and I can't wait to have a look at everything that you did.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're live, everybody at YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. If you're on Facebook, maybe you want to jump to YouTube. I think it's the best stream of them all. We have Luna Ludmila. I used to play for her on her parties in Utrecht, and that's many years ago.
Nice
moons ago.
memories.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I remember it was in the Puma, right?
Puma, yeah.
The great nights. And you've been always, you kept on making music, and you've been doing so for a long time. And we have to congratulate you because you studied and you passed.
Mm-hmm.
So you did the Herman Brood Academy and you did the HKU, right?
Yeah, the University of the Arts in English, but Hogeschool voor de Kunsten,
Yeah.
So I just graduated 2 weeks ago, officially. Well, I think for the summer, but on my diploma it says September 1st.
Yeah.
So I have my diploma thing on Saturday, and then I'm officially done with studying.
Yeah, congrats! It's super
Thank
nice.
you.
And now you're officially a super nerd. Like us all, And what? What's one of the? craziest things you learned, or like what really blew your mind in that education that you're like, wow, I never realized this was possible, or you know?
I think the study was not really about only producing music, but also using it in different contexts. So I learned a lot about using audio for installations, or combined with other art forms. And that's something that's really interesting, but I'm not very experienced yet. I just did like the lessons and the projects and everything, but now I would like to do some projects that are focused on installations, for example.
Yeah.
So last summer I also did the audio for some kinetic light installation.
Oh,
and
cool.
it was more about sound design and everything. So that's like a whole new world to dive into.
Yeah.
But it's something I started exploring at my school that I would like to explore more in the future.
Yeah.
So it was not only just Ableton making beats, but also making weird and different stuff as well.
Yeah. Well, the weird and different stuff, like this sort of soundscapey, ambient kind of stuff, really suits also your own taste, which is a lot of dub techno.
I really like a lot of details in music, and focusing on layering sounds and kind of shaping a world for the track to live in.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know to explain it in proper English, but you know.
Create a sort of like a vibe, or like a, you know, it's cool because I had also the show with the DMB Audio guys, and we've been doing together with Paul Nolan. We've been going to several factories of spaces from DMB Audio to work with their soundscape technology, which has speakers all around the room, and it has a really high resolution of placing sounds, and it's a whole different ballgame because you're not just mixing music through two speakers like left and right. There's no left and right. There's just placement, and it's such a different world. And they do playgrounds. Yeah, unfortunately, COVID stopped our endeavors, but as soon as it picks up, I'll ask them to have you join as well, because the idea is to involve more and more artists every time. And
it sounds great.
Yeah, you'll love it. We can nerd out like crazy. So for everybody that's watching, thanks for the congrats. The underdogs are watching. We got Remco Hogendoorn, I'm an old school super nerd from TomTom. Also
Hello,
makes
Remco.
a lot of music. And let's play some music that you're gonna release. So I have 3. I find it hard to pick, so I'm just gonna go with the Maan remix that you did for Sohaso. For Nunu.
It's coming out in 2 weeks actually. So.
Cool. So in 2 weeks,
October 4th. Yeah.
Will it also be vinyl? Actually, it's also vinyl. Or no vinyl.
It's a digital EP.
Because I remember Nunu always making these. He was always making.
Yeah, but it's really hard because the waiting is very extreme right now for pressing vinyl.
Yeah.
So he decided just to go with digital.
Yeah.
Because it's way faster, and then you don't have to wait like half a year for the music to come out.
Yeah, exactly. I heard more people
or even longer. You know,
I heard more people complain actually, and also I got asked to do a vinyl for a label, but it will be next year. Do you have some music? Then next year in December, 2022, we'll release it. It's always a bit strange because if you make music, you actually sort of like want to have it out there, like, hey. This is this is me now, you know. But if it's then a year later, it feels a bit strange.
Yeah,
so.
it feels weird to actually release it a year later. But I mean, if it's a good track, then it will be a good track in a year as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's have a listen to that remix, and then we'll pick it up from there.
Sure.
Stilstaan. Heb geen haast, dat gevoel dat door je lichaam raast. Laat dat wat er is even zijn. Zonder oordeel, misschien dat het een beetje...
Out in 2 weeks on Sohaso. What a fucking record. I really like it. Not only because of like the Dutch vocals, but also the way they're like processed and the delay that goes back and it goes away and comes back, you know. It's I think it's it's very, very creative, and like I just said, it's like the upgrade of Luna Ludmila, you know. It's like a very it's became, I don't want to use the word, but it's very mature sounding music, you know, like it comes from
that's what I aim for, so that's nice to hear. This track actually was like a spoken word soundscape kind of track, so there was not a beat in an original track. So it was quite a challenge, like what are you going to do with such a track? It was the first time for me as well to work with the Dutch vocals, so in the beginning, I was really messing around, like what direction to go to. But then I decided, like, I want to do a Dutch dub take, like just the very like the old school dubby vibes. And then just mess around with delays and all sorts of processing, and process the vocal in different ways, and then it ended up like this. So
nice, like atmospheric kind of vibe, you know, very
exactly,
very lush, just like how dub needs to be. And I really like it. Every time we speak, I get like I fall in love with dub again, you know. It's really nice. And the other news is that you're gonna do something for Stately. Which is tell the story.
So it's a new label from Amsterdam. It's from two guys, Ruben and Rodney, and they started the label not too long ago, and the first release was by Anton Kubikov, which is a Russian dub legend as well. He's been in the scene for like 20 plus years or something, so it's really cool that he made the first one, and I will do the second one. The guys just reached out to me and asked me, like, hey, do you want to do a release with us? And because they heard my previous releases, and they just invited me over to play some records, and we get to know each other and everything. And it was like very smooth collaboration so far. And I made an EP, so it's 3 tracks, 3 original tracks, and it comes with one remix by Roger Gerritsen. So, which is one of my personal heroes. So I feel quite honored that he made a remix. And so I sent you one of the tracks of the EP.
I have 2 actually.
Oh, you have 2, of course. I sent you 2 tracks.
You sent me 2.
But I tried to create 3 different tracks. So one more like a forward dubby groove for in the clubs, and one more like deep, more like Romanian inspired trippy one. And then one breakbeat different, just a different vibe. And then altogether, I hope it's going to be a versatile EP.
Of course, I've already heard it, and it like I really saw the messages on WhatsApp, like, wow, this one, and this one. And actually, Anton Kubikov, I got like my friend Malbetrieb, Niels, or like he goes by the name Johannes these days. He told me about Anton Kubikov like years ago. He introduced me to some compilation, The Knights of the Sad Pattern. I don't know if you know this.
Okay, no, I don't.
You should definitely check it out. The Nights of the Sad Pattern. This is how I
It
found.
sounds great already.
Yeah. It's like it's very this dubby kind of melancholic thing, and there was also, I believe, one track of Anton Kubikov on there, Doyak, and I just fell in love with this sound. And every time when I used to play Sock at Paradigm, the first I had actually I started 2 hours before it was actually opening, so I could play 2 hours longer, and I would like warm up for 6 hours just with 2 or 3 friends there and just drinking some beers and playing the records. And Anton Kubikov was I had a bunch of tracks of him that I would play in the beginning, like super nice and slow.
Super great artist.
Yeah.
Nice producer.
Yeah, awesome.
So and this is just sent out for mastering. So we have to wait, of course, for the pressing and everything. So I hope it's going to be released around February or March.
Next year, December.
Exactly, yeah, that's the point with but having like a full EP on vinyl with 3 of my own tracks and a Roger remix is definitely worth the wait, you know.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Even if it's
if I had to wait 5 years, then it would be fine as well.
Roger Harris had also been following him for a long time. I should get him on the show. Maybe you can.
You should, he's such a great guy as well. Very chill, very nice to talk to.
Yeah, and I
also,
love this whole crew. Like I was also a big fan of Ivan Telepta always. Like I saw him at the
he's such a great guy. I just that's what I told you earlier. Like me and Ivano and Jasper Wolf and Kapi went to this cabin in Friesland last summer, and we spent 3 days there just making beats and jamming around, and it was the best weekend ever. So we were just constantly making music and drinking beers and barbecue and whatever, and
it's just vibing, you know. And I think
just vibing,
I think this is one of the most important things of making music. And nowadays there's many people making music and also people watching this show and watching the tutorials that I make for Lessons in Life. But there's nothing beats a good session with fellow artists, you know. Just go somewhere, make some music together, or at least like get together and make something, because you'll learn so much from you do this way, or by the way, did you check out this device? You learn more about devices, you learn more about techniques, you know. That's nice.
And we all have like different backgrounds and everyone having their own style of jamming and producing. So I came back so inspired, like seeing all these guys, and of course they're great producers, all of them. So I learned a lot from them. It's really nice.
It's nice to have to see. I always like make my hi-hats like this, or I like to layer this with some white noise, whatever. You go like, hey, nice, this is good, you know. I have this with the 4 Guys, 1 Cave, you know, with Francesco,
of course,
David, and every time I would come back like super inspired, or I would need some money to buy new gear that I suddenly wanted, you know. It's really really cool. Marijn van Vliet says, "What's up?" Hey, Marijn, welcome.
What's up? What's up?
So maybe we should check also one of the EP, which I really like the name, Bolon Hofstede.
I recently moved to a new house, or recently, it's already almost a year ago, but the street is called Bolon Hofstede. I was just inspired getting in a new home, and just I have really big windows now in my new house, so that was just inspired, like see other people coming by, and made a dreamy dubby track while looking out the window. So
nice. So you like staring over the Bolon Hofstede street.
Yes, that's the thing basically.
It's super nice. It's such a cool name. So let's go for the Bolon.
I like weird track names.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I'm also the other one. We'll get to it. Trip on My Own. I'm also curious to the story of this one. So let's listen to this as well. So everybody ready? Cool. Here we go. Yes.
Sweet.
Also super nice. I was envisioning you in the Bolonhofse Dub Street.
You're very welcome.
You should ask the government to rename the street to the Bolonhofse Dub Street.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know
I will.
they have a dub legend living in their in their midst. Nice. P-Boy Crisps. Crazy nice track. Love the bass. Yeah, I also love the bass. It's really nice. The bass is really subtle and the whole vibe of the track really dreamy. It's nice. I think it's nice. Maybe we can just once we're at it, just play the other one as well, and then we'll dive into some projects. You know, then we can actually see how you've made them. So peeps, hang on. Later on, you also can ask some questions to Luna, Dr. P, Luna Ludmila. You know, because you've studied, so we actually should call you Dr. Dub now. Here already somebody says, I want to know how she processed the pads. Well, you will get to it. Let's play the other one of the EP. Then we've played all the music, and then we get into the nitty gritty. This one is called Trip on My Own, and I'm actually really. Why is it called Trip on My Own? Did you have to do something by yourself?
No, actually, I was watching a movie by David Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called Straight Story. It's about an old man making a trip on his tractor, actually. So it's very slow movie, but I was just watching it, and he has some conversation in a bar with another guy, and I thought it was a nice part of the movie, so I just sampled his voice using only the Trip on My Own part. So there's like one sentence in the whole track, and I used that as the foundation for the track.
Well, this story I thought you just took some mushrooms by yourself and
no. No, I like to grab inspiration from movies or whatever, you know. So,
it's great, well done, because I thought there was something in your personal life, or you know, you always have these ideas like, okay, maybe you wanted to go on a trip by yourself, whatever.
No,
and I'm really curious. I'm gonna check out that. What was the name of the movie?
Straight Story.
Straight Story. I'm gonna check it out. Was it cool?
It was cool, definitely. Yeah, I like David Lynch.
I know the name.
Great.
I will check it out. Is he? He's famous, no? David.
Yeah,
Lynch.
he made a lot of movies.
Yeah, like a lot of good. Like I'm gonna check it out. Nice. Let's listen to Trip on My Own. I love it.
I've got to make this trip on my own. I know you understand. I've got to make this trip on my own. I know you understand.
What a tune. I'm like, I would love to play it in full. It's such a fucking, like, hoogstandje dub techno. Like, how do you call this in English? It's just like, it's really, really, really good. And like, yeah, it's like, art, says Remco Hoogendoorn. This is art. This is like abstract art. Once I had this gig in 93 Feet East in London, like 3 years
London,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was a day party. So in the evening, to break old habits, I would just go to bed, and the next day I would wake up, and we went to the museum. And in the museum, you had all these eras, right? And you have like the super Renaissance, everything's super sharp, and like pop music kind of, everything's really, really crisp in this. And then there was this like foggy kind of, I don't know what era it was, but it was super foggy kind of. You saw this boat on the water, super misty, and all the paintings in that room were super like dub. It's all like foggy and dirty, but still beautiful in the way what it conveys. And it's like, it's crazy that like how your music now, the level of production and the when you listen to it, you're actually there. I have the feeling when I turn on these tracks, I am in a certain place, and that's crazy. I really, really love it.
Well, I feel very shy almost with all those lovely words, Camiel, but thank you.
Yeah, it's just,
Thank you.
It's just, it does it. It's there, I really like it. Dinfluence is here. Hi, Camiel. Hello, Dinfluence. You're welcome. Good you're here to listen to some great dub. We got Aseka. He was listening to some Marco Furstenberg, and I come with Luna Ludmila. Well, then, you're in the same realm. Yeah, I love Marco Furstenberg as well. I've lots of
Me
dub.
too.
I'm actually a super dub fan, and actually I'm gonna make some dub tonight for sure.
Please do. Please
Yes,
send
I'll
me
it
the
to
track
you.
later.
Yeah, because I also like recently I found one that I made like 4 years ago, the one that I sent you that I never did something with. I'm like,
That one was really nice.
it's a
Actually, you should
waste.
finish it.
Yeah, exactly. You should like maybe make another mix down and have it throw it out there, throw it on Bandcamp or something. We also have David online. Davi, he's
Hey, David.
also Dav, your EP on Depth Over Distance. It's also like still here.
It's
on the playlist.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Super dubby as well. We should start a dub group.
Please.
And also when I'm in Holland in December, as I said, he said, we should have a jam with Luna. So if I'm in Utrecht anyway, then we should definitely get on that.
I look forward already.
Yeah, me too. Like in the cave, the infamous cave. So that's
The David cave.
the David cave. Yeah. Cool. So shall we go share your screen and let's check out the project.
Yeah, let's do it.
Shall we start with the remix, maybe also in the same sort of order as we
Oh, that's sure.
Or do you have the other one open already? Then we'll just start with another.
Yeah, I have the Bolon open.
Yeah, let's start with the Bolon Hofstede because I think D-Rock, he wanted to know how you process the pads, so we can directly get into that stuff. Let me change the view here. Let's put us on top. So I put this on like this. Yeah. Is it then visible? Yeah, that works. And then I think this should be nice. All right, and then I'll move your name a bit more to the top. So now your name is super small. I'll delete this and just have your name there somewhere, like this.
You're now seeing my screen, right?
Yeah.
It's working. Okay, let's pray for no glitching and CPU drops.
It has been a bit challenging, but let's see what happens if we.
Okay, I'm just going to try to play it.
It works.
Oh,
yeah, but if we solo the pads or something like that. So this is the project.
What? Sorry, you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Hear the voice anymore.
So this is it works, and this is the project.
With glitching or without?
Yeah, it wasn't really glitching too much, so that's fine. Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, people, donate some money to Ashley because she needs a new computer.
Yeah, it was working the project, but once you combine it with a nice Zoom stream, then it's really challenging
Then
for my
it's-
old
but-
senior MacBook.
But still, we still
But
need
I
to
told
get
you the
a
story.
computer.
Like I bought a Windows computer not too long ago, and I just I have a hard time switching to Windows from Mac.
Yeah.
So I'm still in the process of actually moving over to a different computer, and it's really bad actually because I have like a brand new computer in my home, and I'm just so used to my MacBook that I made all these tracks and also new ones still on my MacBook. So
Yeah.
we just talked about it earlier. Like I
Yeah.
have to make a decision. I have to go
Yeah,
or,
like I said,
or sell the Windows
or-
and just go for a new
exactly.
Mac, or just switch completely because this is really
Yeah.
ridiculous
If
what
there
I'm doing
if
right
there's
now.
somebody watching that can give her like a tour on Windows, or yeah, you said you
Well,
already know that, right?
I know
Yeah.
how it works. It just
Yeah.
doesn't feel very natural to me right now.
Yeah,
but
then-
maybe it's because I used Mac
Yeah.
like my whole life almost.
Yeah, then
So-
give it like 4 weeks, and then if you still think you don't want to make the transfer, then sell the Windows,
Yeah.
buy a new Mac with the money, and get it over
Yeah,
with.
I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should definitely do it because this is this
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Cool. Well, let's
But,
close the
yeah,
library.
so-
If you can close the library for a bit of of Ableton,
of
then
course,
we
yeah,
see a bit
sorry.
more of the Nice.
So let's see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Should I
maybe-
just tell a little bit about the project?
Exactly.
or-
Maybe just go all out.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I'm using a couple of hardware devices in my studio. So one of these pieces is the Digitone, and I just started. I don't even remember how I started this track. Was it with the beat or with the synth? I don't really remember. But usually what I do is I just jam around with my Digitone and my Waldorf Blofeld actually, and then record stuff from my jam, and then add like new tracks in Ableton, and like create new sounds as well, adding to the foundation of the Digitone and the Waldorf.
Yeah.
So and for sub basses, I always use Operator, like 99% of the time.
Yeah. Likewise.
So sorry if this project is not that organized. It's that's my way of working.
Yeah.
So it's always hard when you show it to other people, like for them to understand what I'm actually doing in this project. But
Yeah.
I hope it's not too messy.
No, everything has a name. I think that's
Okay.
already good.
Yeah. Well, this is just a kick. It's just a 9/9 kick, but it's layered with some really low kick I got from my Digitone. So together, it has like the top from the 9/9 and still a little bit of sub and really low end from the Digitone recording.
Yeah,
Can
do
you
you-
hear it, or is
Yeah,
it too low?
yeah, we can hear it now. It's perfect, and you can really hear the difference as well.
Okay, so together it's nice. You have the deep low end, but it's also audible with the 9/9 on top.
And do you split the frequencies then with the EQ? So is the lower one like super EQ'd, or
No, really. It's just it's just a low cut, like around 40 hertz.
but not like a high cut on the low one and a
Yeah.
low cut on the high one?
And let's see. Yeah, this one just has a
Oh,
dip around here.
cool. It works really well. They go really well together.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the thing because I recorded from my Digitone. I'm also tweaking the sound there with filtering everything.
Yeah,
So then I recorded. So then there's not too much on there, but I still changed a lot of stuff on the Digitone and then recorded. So
yeah. So you
that's
sculpted-
why maybe.
Yeah.
For the bass, it's just a sub bass coming from the operator. Very deep and very low,
Yeah, nice.
as always. And then I have the second bass that's coming in after the break, actually. And this is an operator as well. And it's the other one, the deep one. And yeah, it's just an operator, and yeah, I'm using a lot of Ableton's amp actually, also on basses or on drums or basically on everything, also on dub chords,
Yeah.
because it gives a really nice like dirty yeah, that's a nice gritty. I don't even know how to explain it, but some
Yeah.
nice
Nice little
yeah
randje.
some nice little crunchy distortion that I really like.
I actually never use it. Like I told you earlier when we were
Yeah.
testing, like, wow, I never use it. I will definitely start using it. Using it. A bit
Yeah, I
more.
mean, I wasn't using it like until 1 year ago, and then a friend of mine from school, he told me he was actually making techno with really heavy processed stuff, and he told me like, just try the amp on your stuff and see how you like it. And I started messing around, and I was like, this is actually working really well for everything.
Yeah.
So now it's my secret little trick, and I use it on dub chords as well, and that's working really good. So
Yeah.
I recommend just messing around with Ableton's amp.
Yeah, it's
And,
nice. It has an EQ also on there and the presence button. Why did I
Yeah.
never check this out? I don't know.
Yeah, and by default, when you drag it in, it's set to mono. But if you switch it to dual, then you also have stereo output.
Yeah, nice.
Or if you're using it for chords or
Yeah.
or whatever. So, and then this is some tone. Oh yeah, I just turned off a lot of processing because we were
Yeah.
having some troubles with this project,
Yeah.
playing without glitching. So maybe that's why it's not sounding exactly how it should be. But I mean, for demonstration purposes, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So this is just a hi-hat coming from a digitone.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, this is my drum group. Is it really soft right now, or?
I think it's pretty fine. Let's see.
Oh,
Or is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
It's sounding really
Could,
soft.
yeah, it could be a
my
bit
headphones.
louder here. Yeah, yeah. It's also because my headphones were really loud. I put my headphones super loud when I was playing your track, the trip on my own. So I forgot I have it super loud. Yeah. So maybe you can up it a little bit on the master.
Yeah, I don't know why, because it was
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, I think this should be fine.
It's hard to imagine like how hard it is for people listening.
Yeah,
but
if it's like on like what is it?
maybe
on
you can ask someone if this is
yeah,
the
yeah,
right
of course. Well, yeah, well, the guys, let us know if it's if the volume is right. Anyway, if there's something off, also maybe in the meanwhile, I get a message from Remco. He asked you if you know Crazy Clown Time.
Sorry, what?
He asks you if you know Crazy Clown Time by David Lynch.
Crazy Clown Time.
Yeah, it's a movie by David Lynch. So if you,
Okay, no, I don't know it.
okay, so everybody says it's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Great. Thanks, guys. Super nice.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, so this is my drum group, and
Yeah.
let's start with it. I turned off 2 plugins, but
Yeah,
what I
also.
really like to do on my drum group, I mean, when I'm jamming, I just create like single channels, and then when I think like the loop is great, the drums is already like pretty much finished, then I group them all together, and then I start processing them. So what I really like to use for that is the radiator from Sound Toys to give a little bit more presence. And also this one is really cool. This is from SPL, and it's basically some saturation and harmonics plugin.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's really nice to use it on claps and hi-hats when you want to give it a little bit more character. So I'm using this a lot on my drum groups actually.
Yeah.
So this one is really nice, and it's in the Plugin Alliance bundle. And actually, I'm having this monthly license thing. So you have like the full bundle, and it's not even that expensive. So I would really recommend it. There's still a lot of plugins I need to discover because there's so many in there.
Yeah, it's like the
But,
Wave bundle.
Yeah, but there's great stuff in there. All the SSL, Alicia things, and very nice feisty versions of hardware units.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth the money, I would say.
Yeah. What about this Lindel thing on the
Yeah,
this like a
this is
channel?
also a compressor, but
Ooh la la! It's like based
yeah,
on the
this is also from an analog, like an analog emulation
it's the
thing.
API buttons, right? The API
Yeah,
nodes. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
the SSL.
So this one is really
API.
nice, but it's also very heavy for your CPU. So I had to turn a lot of stuff off right now,
Yeah.
and it's still glitching. So sorry, guys, if you're watching and you're like, "Why are you working like this?"
Yeah.
Normally without Zoom, it's fine, but
Yeah.
for now, it's just a little bit too much.
Everything we try to freeze everything in the
Try
warm
it,
up.
but
Yeah.
still, yeah, maybe this is just this track. Maybe the other ones will be better. I hope so.
Let's see. Let's see.
But yeah, some claps. I also have a Korg elect type in my studio that I use a lot for drums. So I think this clap I also recorded from the elect type.
Yeah.
And I really like to jam around. That's just my way of working. I don't have that much gear. It's basically just my digitone, low felt, and the electric and some Zoom guitar pedal thing. But yeah, if you have like a machine for a long time and you really get to know it, then you feel comfortable with it, and that's really how I like to work. So I just jam around, record stuff, and then edit everything in Ableton.
Yeah.
So that's my way of working. I really like the electric because it's sounding great. The drum machine, and it's very old machine, but it's still one of my favorite. Yeah,
a lot of people
machines to
working
use.
still with it. Yeah, it's nice with the valve in the middle. Yeah. So you can
Exactly,
like distort it nicely. There's also a lot of distortion in your music, you know, in like a very subtle way. It's not too distorted, but it gives this like edge, which is really nice.
Yeah, well, I used to not use that much distortion, and then when I worked with a lot of friends that were making different kind of music, I realized I was maybe a little bit too how do you say it? Like I was not making like huge decisions in my music. Everything was really subtle and maybe sounding too yeah. I don't know how to say it in English, but too leaf, you know, like too.
Yeah, it's too careful in a way.
Yeah, like very careful and very yeah, I don't know. And then I started messing around more with distortion and saturation and amps and try to give my sounds more character and more, sounding a little bit more tough, but still in a subtle way. Yeah. So that's what I aim for. So that's why I started using more and more distortion. But still, I would like to keep the deep and lush vibe as well. So I'm not overdoing it, I think, at least. But
yeah.
I don't know. That's subjective.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's more drums here. Just classic rim shot. And this sound is also recorded from my digitone.
Can I stop you one moment?
Yes.
I see the delay on the rim shot, so that means that every time it just has a slightly different sort of delay, right? To keep it like very interesting.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm using this delay, which also comes in the Plugin Alliance bundle, nice. And it's just on a cent. And,
how cool!
Oh, sorry, I'm still soldering the bass.
Let's see.
Yeah. This is a nice delay as well. Instant delay. I don't know. It's just
cool.
Very
it's
simple.
Very simple, but it does the job. You know.
Yeah, and just automate the whole thing.
Yeah, I really find it cool that you use the send to variate the amount of delay every time.
I really like using sends to like create like weird effects and then just automate it throughout the track.
Yeah.
So sometimes I go really crazy with sends, and it just then I add like multiple delays and multiple other effects just to make to use it for building up to a break or something.
Yeah.
It's really nice to mess around with it.
Yeah, nice.
yeah, it's just very normal hi-hat. I think this is also from my Electric Drumming 707, right?
Also dirty.
That's not too complicated. And then here I have an analog, which I really like as well. I used to have like a lot of synth plugins on my computer and all the serum and everything. And then, I really was. I was really realizing I wasn't using it that much because I mean it was just too much. I had all these synths, and then I decided just to remove everything from my computer and start from scratch. And I just bought the Sound Toys bundle and that Plugin Alliance one. And I'm having my hardware gear, and that's basically my whole setup. So if you want to use a synth inside of Ableton, I go for analog or the wavetable or operator. And I think those three are great devices.
Yeah.
You can do so much with it if you just take the time to dive in and get to know the device. Then they're really great synths to work with. So
then you can actually sound design your way through it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you use one synth a lot, you get comfortable with it, and you get to know a device. And that works better for me than using every time of using another synth device every time, you know, and then never really getting to know the plugin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is fair play.
But this is just a port.
Nice.
So yeah, there's a chain on it as well. I'm sorry that it's freezed.
Yeah.
But we had to do it.
You also had a
but what I really like to do when building a synth with analog is using LFOs to create movement. Yeah. So then I'm just using the LFO to, for example, move the phasers, dry wet, or the chorus, or of course the frequency, the cutoff frequency. You can map it to basically everything.
Yeah.
And that is really nice to create movement, because I think dot chords they're very repetitive most of the time.
Yeah.
But you still need to create movement, and it has to be like alive, and there has to be subtle changes happening.
Yeah, I think that's in every music. It's really nice if there's movement, and especially also in life. You know, if there's movement, that means you're living. You know, if you do the same thing every day, it's true. Your music is also very deep. So you know, I think if there's things going on in life, it's way more interesting. You know, if you're watching a good series and lots of stuff happening, it becomes a really cool, interesting series, you know. And if it's really slow and nothing's happening, then you're like, you know, let's watch something else.
True.
So I think it's resembling in everything. It's nice. And LFOs are the best way to do this stuff, you know, to slowly move it.
I love LFOs.
Yeah, nice.
So this is just some keys I played with my Blofeld. It's I can't really show how I made that sound because it's just audio recording, but I basically played like F minor, C minor chords.
Now, do you always work in a certain key also?
Sorry?
Do you also work in a certain key, like F minor?
Most of the times I do. And most of the times I'm just picking like one key when I start jamming. So sometimes G minor or F minor, because G is really nice with the software. My music theory is just basic foundation, but not really advanced. But I think it's enough to mess around with. And then sometimes when I do more like ambient or sound design projects, then I'm not really working in a key, because it's more literally about sound design.
Yeah.
But with making dub music or club music, then usually I'm working in a certain key.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so this is just a Blofeld. I really like this pad. I just love the synth. You told me that your friend
sold it.
Johannes doesn't like the Blofeld,
no,
but I'm really a Blofeld fangirl.
Yeah, oh, that's good. Everybody got to have their own thing they really like. You know, I'm a big fan of my Nordlied. I will never sell it. You know, I almost did it at some point. It's like, I'm gonna move. No, I'll take it with me. So, you know, it's nice. It's gonna come in November actually, which I'm really excited about.
What? Sorry.
My Nordlied is still in Holland with my parents.
Ah, okay.
But because I almost sold it when I left to Ari, my friend, I said, "No, sorry, I'm just gonna keep it, and I don't want to sell it." So yeah, a good synth. If you really like it, you just love it. Maybe
It's like a friend you keep forever.
like your long lost buddy. You're not gonna sell out
Exactly.
your long lost buddy.
You're not gonna sell your friends, right?
Yeah, exactly. I got Topsky online. Hey, my friend, glad you're tuning in.
So here's another chord, and it's just very subtle, like steps in the background.
Wavetable.
But this one is made with a wavetable synth, which I also really like.
Collection and Amber.
To use.
I'll try these out. Nice sound. But then, of course, processed with lots of echo, reverbs, and for dub, there's also always these super nice chains, right?
Yeah, I mean, I really like to process sounds. And that's for me, that's a way to make sounds more unique, or at least I'm aiming to make them sound more unique.
Yeah.
And it's super cool when you add like multiple delays, multiple reverbs or whatever, that you can have like a very unique sound that you wouldn't even like expect to come from just like two wavetables.
Oscillators or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice.
So,
yeah. And also the cabinet again. I'm going to definitely dive into the cabinet.
Yeah, yeah, you should really check it out. Yeah, there's a lot of delay and also a lot of filters with LFOs, of course. So it's slowly moving the filter cutoff.
Yeah.
And that's a very easy way to create movement. And this main chord, it was quite heavy, so I freezed and flattened the whole thing earlier. I don't remember. I think it's also from the Blofeld, but then with a lot of delays and a lot of processing. Yeah. So I like to have the foundation come from my gear, and then I start to process a lot inside of Ableton. So,
yeah.
That's my way of working.
Yeah, so
and actually, what I did here with the pads, because someone was asking.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is also my Blofeld. But what I do a lot usually is play around with the Blofeld and then resample myself. Just grab like the whole recording and then drag it into a sampler, and then I start messing around in the sampler.
Yeah.
And then you have like a whole other world to mess around with.
Yeah.
Because I think the sampler is such a great device. You can do so much stuff.
It even has oscillators.
Like dive in deep.
Yeah. Do you use the oscillator section? Maybe we should unfreeze this one. Like, yeah, let's do it. Here we go, guys. It's an experiment. Yeah, this one, like also if there's pitch and oscillator, you can even layer, I should really dive in deeper also in sampler. I've seen people do stuff with this, which is ridiculous,
I used that oscillator thing couple of times. It's really hard to. I mean, you have to invest some time before you have like a nice result with the extra.
Sort of like
oscillator.
FM synthesis. I think it's oscillating.
It's used to sound really harsh and digital.
Yeah.
But but the sampler, like this is just a long recording from what I recorded earlier, and then I'm using like a very small part and just loop like it's only one MIDI note.
Yeah.
And it's just creating a lush background sound.
Yeah, it's super.
Then
and
it's
also
just a chorus
back.
in there. And
you have it like in loop mode.
A side chain.
Yeah.
And then of course filters, two different filters with different speed LFOs, more reverb. And this is also, it's called Character by Novel Tech. It's also adding some distortion.
Yeah, nice. I'm gonna get this bundle.
And here, this another filter. And then I used an LFO to modulate the morphing from the filter.
Yeah,
so
cool.
You see it sort of slowly moving here.
Yeah. To create more movement.
Yeah, I think this is really nice to create ambient style pads.
That's nice.
Just one sustained note.
Yeah.
and then
making
mess
noise.
around with multiple filters.
Yeah.
And in the past, I wouldn't say scared, but I was just using like one filter and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I started messing around. What if I use like 4 filters and 3 delays? And then I started to get way more interesting results.
Yeah.
So,
Great tip.
but it is pretty heavy for your computer.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy chain.
Yeah,
So.
it is. But it's also great sound. And you have it go, you have the mode of you have it go left and right, right? It's going like, you have it go back and forth. It's great. And also I never use the morph button on that's because only Ableton has this, but I've never used it. Always when I teach, I say, these are the filters. You got a notch filter, band rejection filter, low pass, high pass, and the morph, which I never use. But I've never thought about.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for a pad to have it like, it's great to make these movements. I don't know why I've never used it. I wrote it down. I need to use it.
You have to try it out. Yeah, this one especially, I think it's adding a lot of the stereo feel of the track. Like it's really creating this like vibe in the track that gives a lot of depth to the rest of the track.
Yeah. It's super cool. I love this pad. This is great pad.
I can send you a sample.
Oh, this is just something you can listen to the whole night. Guys, let's just sit here.
This is just an ambient track if I solo this pad.
Yeah, this is great for an ambient. You can save this whole chain and just use it somewhere in your
what?
Ambient. You can save this whole chain and put it somewhere in your ambient album.
Yeah. I will. I think I'm gonna make a new track with this pad as well.
Yeah.
When I just opened this product, I realized, this sound is cool. I could use it for other things as well.
Yeah, I always drag it into my user library. So I make the whole chain an instrument rack, and then I just save the thing and have it for later.
Yeah. So this is also basically the same concept. It's also just one MIDI note with the same recording. And then just a different chain.
Yeah.
And then together.
Yeah, it's like a really nice bed.
Yeah, and it's sounding completely different than how I would play it in my Blofeld.
Yeah.
So just resampling your own recordings, that's one of the things that I really like to do in my production workflow.
Yeah, super nice. Do you ever slow it down as well? Do you ever record something and then play it half the speed?
Yes, yes, I do.
Because I got this from Francesco from Tripping Jaguar. He when we were in the cave, he was recording with his OP1. So we would have like a loop, like okay, play a pad, and then he would record it on his OP1, and then half so he's holding his OP1 at the speaker, and then half.
That's his.
Yeah, and then half time it. And then you get like this super lo-fi kind of, it's amazing. Yeah. Great tricks. Yeah.
Great trick for ambient stuff. Yeah, really nice. And also just pitching down a certain sample, like really, really pitching it down. So you can create like drone sounds. It's really cool to do as well.
Yeah.
So put it down like a few octaves and then add reverb and some delay, and then you have soundscape. Basically,
go all out on your audio effects, and then you'll end up somewhere. You go like, whoa, this is space. Nice. Yeah. Johannes once told me, like, he said, like, hey man, take a cowbell from an 808 and put it down 3 octaves, put some effects on it, and you get some sort of like Detroit stab kind of vibe from a cowbell.
Nice.
It's
pitching
really cool.
down stuff creates like a whole new world to.
Nice. And is there something in this master chain you don't, huh? Do you ever?
No.
Some people like to work. Yeah, you put that limiter for me probably because when I asked you for it. But do you normally work through a limiter, or do you have something on the master when you produce just to get the vibe, or do you just?
No, I try to avoid it. I want it to sound good without using a lot of stuff on my master chain.
Yeah.
But what I do when a track is finished, like this is the pre-master version that I'm now showing. But normally when I finish the track, then I would make like a DJ version, and then I add some limiting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But while I'm making it, I just keep it clean with nothing on my master chain.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I
So,
always slap something like I have this master chain that I sometimes turn on just to I'm like, it's gonna be like this. Yeah, you know.
and then you turn it off again when you
when
continue to work. It's
when I
just
really do the mix down, I never mix when I go.
No, exactly.
So
Yeah.
when I do the mix down, I turn everything off on the master, and then I start mixing it, and then I add the master chain, and I'm like, now it's done. You know. Yeah. Super cool.
I'm happy to hear the masters of this release.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to come out.
So
I'll definitely get a copy.
I think it's coming, it's being mastered by a man-made mastering in Berlin.
Yeah, these guys.
So
yeah.
I'm really curious to hear it on vinyl. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that's.
But I have to have some patience.
Yeah. I will get one. I'll definitely order one. I
will send you one.
that will be even greater. It saves me some money.
Or I can bring you one in Valencia.
Anytime. We'll make some dub also.
Cool. Nice.
Cool. Let's anyway. By the way, everybody. Christian also has a Nordly one. He said, and he will never sell it. Yes, Christian. I even almost sold it. I'm sorry, but I didn't. Anybody, if you have a question about this track, shoot it now, because otherwise we're gonna move into the other one. Do you have Trip on My Own as well, or is that the one that was super laggy?
No. I'm sorry. Trip on My Own.
That was the one that was tripping. That's funny.
Yeah, it was. I'm really glad I sent out the pre-masters because I think it's just because we're using Zoom, of course, but that project I use so much processing on all the sounds to create the synths and everything. Yeah, that is really impossible to play right now.
Open, but it still opens though, because I thought it didn't open at all anymore. So.
Yeah, it opens, but there's also stuff missing, so it's not the best track to show right now.
I hope you can fix it. That's a solid track.
But I have like another track. Of course, the Man remix, but also some live jam I recorded last week.
Oh, let's check out.
We could also look at that.
Yeah.
Because,
and that's just a jam with the hardware.
I want to record like a new live jam video. I have a few on my YouTube channel, where I just mess around in my studio and then record the audio in Ableton, but also the video. Yeah. And I would like to do a new one as well. So this live jam was like a tryout for a new video I would like to post online.
Yeah, cool.
Should we move to that one, or you want to?
Yeah, do the jam. The jam, I love the jam. Okay. You know, I love. It's called the Lessons in Life for a reason. You know.
Cool. And then we have to wait for the project to
Lessons in Live Jam. Well, in the meantime, people, if you're watching, youtube.com/lessons in life has way more of these kind of chats about making music with all kinds of other artists whom you might like the music of. It ranges from Ilke Klein to people like Josh Butler to Luna Ludmila to Tripping Jaguar. So we've got the whole range of the sonic spectrum covered, and there'll be way more coming. And also you'll find loads of tutorials there. There are some live streams that I did that I was making music and just talking to my computer, which I really like. I love talking and I love making music.
Me too.
So Jose says she is so talented. I couldn't agree more, my friend. Yeah, it's also really nice, you know, like I know how much work you've put into it, and if you listen to all your music you've done over the past years, it really every time it gets even better, you know. And I think now, you know, like Niels always told me, Camiel, this new track is really like Camiel Daamen 2.0, and I think this is definitely Ashley Haak 2.0 as well. It's just so, I don't know, so full and processed. And I think that's also to do like how much you've explored like these chains, making these chains.
Mm-hmm. I think that's definitely a big difference from how I used to produce in the past. Like now I'm using a lot more processing, and it really helps me to get more of my own sound, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah, it just
So
gives adding always adding saturation and some like space, like ambience of chorus to something, and to create this sort of like
yeah,
full, wide, rich sound with harmonics that are being created by a character making plugin, like this like the character one that you just showed. I don't know the name, but you
yeah,
can use a Fab Filter Saturn or like a decapitator of sound. Those is also amazing.
really nice one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was mixing today some tracks and I put like this decapitator on the music group, and suddenly the whole music group came boom. I was like, oh wow, it could be way louder. I didn't know, but I made it louder, not with volume, but with the
it's
saturation on the whole group,
yeah.
like slightly, like maybe two.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
few weeks ago. I was listening to the pre-masters with a friend of mine, Kenny, and he also makes music under the name Shaw. Maybe you've heard of it, but and he was showing me that he also used a decapitator on like the whole track. And I was
Yeah.
like, what, on the whole track? I was really
Yeah.
not used to it, not used to doing it. And then we tried it out. We just grouped everything together. I put like very subtle decapitator on there, and it really, yeah, I don't know. It's not even easy to explain what it's doing. It's just giving a little bit
Like,
more
yeah.
color and
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah. Yeah. I
In
do
the
it with
mid,
the
especially in
PSP.
the mid and high range.
Yeah, yeah. You can also try it with a PSP Vintage Warmer. That's an
Oh yeah,
old
yeah,
plugin that I have since 2004 or something. I don't know. This is like one of the first plugins I actually owned.
yeah,
And
yeah. I remember that one.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's great. And also I also use it on my master. There's this finalize preset, and it's on your master, and then with the dry wet like on 20% or something. It's just not too much, but it's just gluing and adding everything together with the harmonics and
yeah,
stuff, and leaves your mix in peace. Sort of like, yeah,
yeah.
cool.
Really nice to use.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
The jam. This is
yeah.
cool.
Let's play a
Is this a
part
raw
of,
jam?
I hope. Sorry.
Is this just a raw jam you recorded?
Well, maybe just play a
Yeah,
little bit of it, and then I'll
yeah,
explain
yeah,
more about it.
yeah.
So it's very housey
Yeah, nice.
and dreamy.
Nice.
Okay. Well,
Dreamy and housey as it should, says Charlotte.
yeah.
And she sends heartjes.
Nice. Yeah. So this one is sounding a little bit more raw because it's just recordings. It's also a little bit processed, but it's mostly recorded from my machines.
Yeah.
So here I have the digitone, and I think the kick and the bass. It's just the
Nice.
digitone. So I have this main this main groove basically coming from my digitone.
Such a nice.
And then I just recorded with muting and unmuting and playing with the parameters on my digitone.
Yeah.
So that's what I did for this. Is like almost 9-minute jam. This is already a nice, forward moving foundation.
Yeah, definitely.
I think.
yeah, definitely.
Is the volume right now, or do you have to turn it up?
I think it's that. Up is always good. Nice.
And then I have some bass sounds.
Also very nice and
Very distorted and dirty.
Yeah.
I want to have a little bit of a nice, dirty sounding bass. And then, what I did, I didn't create everything with the machines. I also created some stuff inside of Ableton.
Yeah.
But to record the track, I used my APC Mini actually to start the clips. So I'm using the APC for my Ableton stuff, and of course to control the faders and stop clips.
Yeah.
So then I'm able to record like the whole track while playing instead of creating the arrangement with my mouse, basically.
Yeah, I love
that. So here I have like the bass, like for the intro, just with only the bass step.
Yeah.
And then I add like the second, I play the second clip, and then that bass, that sub bass is being added. And then when I play the next clip, I have the weird dirty acid,
the dirty
small
acid
thing,
bass.
small acid sound as well. So then I just try to mess around with playing the right clip at the right moment to create like a full arrangement for a track. But it's really nice to do it in a way that you're actually like performing together with the stuff happening in the digitone.
Yeah.
And then here it's now recorded, but claps coming from the Korg, and also that funky snare is also the Korg.
Yeah.
And then I added some hi-hats, of course. And then I recorded it and then played around with the APC.
Yeah.
And I used the wave stereo as well here.
Again with the umber sound. Nice.
With the what?
Yeah, the umber. I like the wave you used is the umber from collection.
Oh yeah.
I'm sneakily checking like what I need to use tonight when I start making dubs.
Yeah, this chord I can play it. Where is it?
There, the blue guy. Yeah.
That one, but this is just the audio recording from the MIDI channel above it.
Nice, so gentle.
It's just two chords.
It's like a minor seventh chord.
F minor seventh and then C minor seventh. Yeah. And it's also processed in a way that it has the distortion on top.
Yeah, of course. That's the signature Luna Ludmila sound now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for the main pad, the dreamy one, this is also my Blofeld. It's just two chords, but I recorded and messed around with the filter settings and the amp envelope.
Yeah.
So then you have like this full recording from like
beautiful.
A 9-minute pad recording.
Yeah.
And it's moving all the time because I'm just messing around with the knobs.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you already have like in a very fast way an arrangement for a track.
Yeah.
And it still needs some processing, and some sounds maybe sound a little bit too like straight out of the machines for my taste.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty fun way to lay down arrangements for tracks.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I love doing this.
Yeah, it's taking like a little bit more time because you have to. I mean, it's not going to be perfect the first take, especially when you're doing with APC and the clips triggering, and then you stop the right clip or the wrong clip, and it's just you need some. I mean, you have to get. You have to get comfortable with
I do this a lot,
triggering.
actually. I had this time that I would only record. Once I found out, like, hey, you can just record everything live, you know, I would set up, like, I had foot pedals, I had my APC 40 and my push. I would map filters and I would start things. I would have a little solo on my keyboard in the middle of the track. I would have a break. I did it with my hardware. Like in Groningen, I used to do jams like this as well. And some of the best tracks I've made are just jams that I've never finished, but they're so raw, and there's something raw and organic about doing it this way, that you capture the essence of the track, sort of, which I really admire.
And I think it also helps when you have like a shorter time to create like a full track. Then you like are forced to make like faster decisions, and sometimes that really helps to capture like the vibe that you were in that moment.
Yeah, and then
when you go back to a track like for weeks and keep on like changing it, then sometimes you lose like the original idea that you had. And if you're able to get it out really quick and maybe just leave it a little bit raw so you can process it later, but laying down your idea, then it's a really nice way to
just press record and jam away, start clips, stop clips, put a filter on, play with the length of this sound, play with the filter of that sound, and try to make moments, and then later on you can puzzle the whole thing together, sort of.
Exactly. And then you can listen like what sounds need more processing, or what sounds are already nice. So
such a great. Hey, and for the digi tone, do you use this overbridge function? They have this overbridge thing, right? That everything goes digitally into Ableton. Do you use it this way, or do you just have old-fashioned cables? How does that work?
I use overbridge. But I'm just recording it in audio, like 4 separate channels from Digitone, and then one FX channel. So then you're recording the effects separately. But the Digitone is also a really nice machine. I really like to start with the Digitone because it's very like you can do drums, but you can also do really nice sounds like pads or synths or whatever. So you can do basically anything with that box. Once you get to know the Electron workflow, of course, because that's sometimes for some people like a little bit intimidating. But now that I have worked with Electron for like the past year, I feel really comfortable using it, and I think it's a nice. Their structure is really nice, like their how they set up like the whole workflow of the Digitone and all their other machines as well.
I have the machine drum, one of the first.
Nice.
And I always wanted to like get this Octa track, but I'm not sure. I really need to build in some time to learn it, because I know you at least need to like fiddle around for a good month, like maybe even longer, to really master it. You know, maybe it will take like sort of like half a year of working with it.
I think
like,
you need to do that.
Yeah, it's nice, but it's nice to have it like it's like Ableton in a box, basically.
You can do everything. It's insane machine as well.
And we're now listening to this like chord going in the background, which is super
it's nice background for talking.
I should do that next time when I start the show. I should just have this. When I did my streams in the beginning, I would always say, "Hey guys, welcome to a new stream. I'm just gonna make some music."
Oh, this is perfect for that, right?
And
you just put it in the background next time.
I love to start making music like this. I had a long time in my old studio. I would have my Nord lead. I would just play a chord, and I would have the pedal on, so it would just continue all the time. Then I would like put an LFO on the filter, so it would just filter away and come back and filter away, and then I would just go walk in my studio, go do something else, come back, and then this ambience was still going on there. Then maybe program some hi-hats on the Electron, and then slowly it would become a track, which is really nice. I'll send you those tracks that I made in that time after this show.
Please do.
Yeah.
I also really like the dub one you sent me earlier. So
Yeah,
I
there's
look
a
forward
whole
to hear more.
yeah, there's a whole thing. I'll send you the whole pack that I made back then, which is like was it like a turning point in my life. It's also called the Turning Point EP, which is interesting. That's when I moved away from horn and started Lessons in Life, which is really interesting. Has a whole there's a whole thing to it. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, and I see you use the corpus here. I never use it. This phasing flange corpus. This is the corpus, right? The pipe.
Yes.
I've never.
Yes, what I just told earlier, like making scents that are really weird, just adding effects and sending like an audio channel through it. That is something I really like to do. So I'm not using the corpus a lot either, but in this case, I am creating like a very weird affix scent.
Yeah.
So you can have like this really like metallic kind of sound with the corpus. But sometimes, I mean, this is really hardcore stuff when you want to go into the theory behind corpus.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can try to add the corpus on percussion sounds, and then you get like this really weird ringing metallic effect on it. But if you use the filter and just lower the dry wet, then sometimes you can you can add like a nice extra layer to the sound. But this is pretty complex. But I just mess around with some of the presets and see how it sounds.
It's super cool. I've used it like occasionally in the past, and somebody showed me once how to spice up a tom drum with it. Really nice. But it's because I love also like synths, and I will definitely create a new. I have crazy chains, I call them. There's also
this is also like my crazy chain. This is not even that crazy, but
I have
this one as well, like grain delay and.
Funny, I have one that's crazy chain, and one is called even crazier chain. And then I change the chains every now and then. It's really nice. So funny. All right. Nice.
Yeah, crazy chains are the best, and then just record it. That's perfect for making stuff sound more interesting.
Yeah, and then record what's on the synth, and then try to reverse that and put it in the track, or you get some ideas from it. I really like it. Yeah.
Yeah, recording the audio of the synth is also really nice. That's what I do sometimes, and then drag it into a sampler and do what I told earlier, like pre-sampling your own stuff.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
You get such like interesting results. It's a nice technique.
Yeah, crazy chain. You're a crazy chain. Shall we go check the because you have one more, right, that you wanted to show, or?
It's up to you. I mean, I can go on
the whole night.
The whole night. Yeah. I have the remix here as well. We can try to see if it's playing.
If it works. Yeah.
I hope so. But this was the remix we listened to in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
That's coming out on So Haso.
Yeah. So we play one more time.
My friend. Yeah.
Let's play one more time. Here we go.
Stilstaan. Heb geen haast, dat gevoel dat door je lichaam raast. Laat dat wat er is even zijn. Zonder oordeel, misschien doet het een beetje pijn.
Tering wat lekker dit, says Topski. And that's Dutch for, wow, this is crazy. It's almost like a crazy chain. Yeah,
Who said it? Who?
Topski, he's one of my students. He did like...
Thank you, Topski. Nice.
Yeah,
nice
he started watching these streams last year, and when I started in March, and he watched every week he was there, and then he started making music. Then later on he started with the advanced course with me because he was already doing it himself, and now he's making crazy tracks. What's up with this sending this demo, Topski? He's supposed to send some demos out because he's making beautiful music.
What kind of music is it?
It's like melodic, sort of like, wow, hard to say, like deep house, but also sort of melodic techno kind of stuff, somewhere in between.
Nice.
Making his
Sounds great.
synth speak, you know, it's nice. He learned so much in a year that he's really, for me, like the proof that if you put like the pedal to the metal, that you can learn a lot in 1 year just by really discovering synthesis, discovering mixing, discovering, you know, just really putting the effort in, you know, and yeah, it's nice. He's working on
nice.
it.
Nice to hear.
Yeah, it's nice. The platform works, you know. It's nice. Yeah.
Cheers to that. It's
yeah,
really nice.
Definitely. Yeah. Cool. So
yeah.
this
Is the remix with the vocal, of course.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of work. Creating weird effects.
Yeah.
And
I would love to hear how you did it. Yeah.
Yeah, I also freezed and played a lot of times. But on the...
Laat dat wat er is even zijn.
Oh yeah, that's weird. I used delays on the synth, on the vocal.
Like a slap delay probably or so.
Sorry, which one?
Like a slap delay. It's like the delay.
Yeah.
Laat dat wat er is even zijn.
It's nice. It's also a nice voice.
She has a nice voice. Yeah. You should check out like the whole EP Nuno did with her, because they did it like 4 spoken word tracks, all different, like really cool, like done in a very creative way. So
yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Nice.
But here is also my deacon tone. That's I don't understand why, like, we freezed everything and still we are having troubles. Well, me, basically.
Yeah, so everybody still watching, please donate some money for the new computer.
But this is my drum group. What I did here is just, you can't really see it.
There's a lot on there, though.
Using an LFO on the fade out of a shaker.
Yeah.
So you can hear the movement. Is it too soft?
Yeah, it could be a bit louder, yeah.
Just yeah, so this is just a shape. This is also coming from the core.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, my zoom thing is in the way. Dry clap. And then some clap I processed to make it sound really weird.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to
It's more a
describe
laser,
it.
a filtered laser sound now. Funny that it was
Yeah,
a clap.
yeah, exactly. So here we have more dip chords, of course. And this is, oh, sorry, I also freeze this one. But this is also analog.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bunch of saw waves and good processing.
And just with a lot of stuff on there,
Yeah.
as always.
So deep. Nice. And also I think you use the resonator as well on it again. Like the resonator is a big part of creating something like this.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. And do you set it then
And,
to the key that you're working in? You set it to like, okay, you can create on resonator, you can create like
I really like this one as well.
Yeah.
This is also my Blofeld. You can still see what I used, like the external instruments, and then with the echo and the amp and the chorus and compressor and more EQing to make it sound like, interesting, I think.
Yeah.
And then, I really like when you have the chords, they're kind of, I try to make it as they are having a conversation with each other.
Yeah, like call and response.
Exactly. So you have like one chord saying something, and then the other chord is
Goes
just
like,
answering answering to it. Yeah.
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 Exactly. Yeah, and then let's see. Yeah, this is
awesome.
Weird stuff. And this is Luna chord. I don't know why I called it that.
Yeah.
But this is a wavetable again. So it's basically just Blofeld or analog or wavetable in my tracks.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay, I just bought the Arturia pack this summer. People, if somebody wants to buy an Arturia pack for me, we donate the money to Ashley, their new computer. Now I'm going to use operator only.
Yeah, with wavetable, I really like to change wavetables and to see how it reacts, or how it changes the sound. You know?
Yeah.
So when I make a chord and then process it and have like the chord and then change like to a different wavetable, then you get a whole different
sound
result.
Yeah. And you see, you've also used the FM. I saw, I think on the waveform, you also you use the FM, the modern FM. There's like this on the bottom left of the wavetable. You have the you can add FM and have it's such a great synth. And I also, talking about movement, LFOing the wavetable position to have it slightly move, and
that's awesome.
I
do it a lot.
Yeah,
just go to the matrix and then assign to move the wave through the wave. Scan through the wavetable, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you can also have it velocity sensitive, so it jumps every time the velocity is different. It will, and this is great for creating this. I actually love wavetable, and I know analog and operator really well. I use them quite a lot, but I also still use sometimes Arturia. It's great to get one of these classic synths and just see what's in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, in essence, you don't really need a lot. You just need oscillators and filters and some LFOs and whatever synth it is. If you know the synth, you can do anything basically. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So yeah, this is some crispy thing I got from the stems, and then I use this function to make it shorter. Of course, classic trick.
Yeah, the classic shorten shit up trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is also with a lot of character and erosion on it, and then you have the drums sounding with a nice touch on it.
Yeah.
I really like this drum loop. And then, of course, a clap with the spring reverb to stay in the dub vibe.
Yeah.
Of course, spring verbs are used a lot in throughout dub music.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of stuff happening in the background. Like, this is also the vocal. It's really dark, actually, but if you put it in the background, then it's giving a nice
texture.
Textures.
Yeah.
And this, I don't even know what it is. Yeah. And this is basically, I think it's her breath that I recorded from.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I really like that,
Yeah.
and I'm just using it as like a little build-up sound.
Yeah.
So I just sampled like only her breath before she started speaking.
Like a very modern reversed cymbal, you know.
Yeah, and then use delay and of course reverb.
Yeah.
And I think it works really well just before the drop.
Yeah.
And then this right. Yeah. That's it basically.
Yeah. Fucking awesome, Ashley. This is like, it's so much like what I used to play in Paradigm with these Sunday afternoon collectives, like playing like 3-4 hours of dub techno. I love that stuff, you know, and just
I was really looking forward to play this track at a festival at daytime, because I really was imagining like playing like in the afternoon and people already there and they're just getting into the vibe, and you want to take it like the energy like a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And then this is some track that I hope has is really danceable, but still has that daytime vibe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no,
Like
definitely. Yeah, that you get into it and people just, you know, they're getting their first beers and there's some dub techno going on, but it's already like at some point it gets at the end of the afternoon, it goes a bit, you know, it gets already a bit more the rides, and you know, it picks it up a bit.
It's
you know?
like building up to the rest of the night kind of track.
Yeah, it's funny. I used to play a lot at Mystic Garden Festival.
But nice.
In the house.
I've never been there, but I saw a nice.
Yeah, I always played the house area, and at some point I found out about dub techno, and then I remember they called me like, "Hey, do you want to play again this year?" I said, "Yeah, but I don't want to play in the house. I want to open the techno stage. I want to play dub techno." But they said no.
And then you did it? Like you
opened No. They said no. We already have that filled, so it's either that or not play. I said, I don't know. I really want to, you know, play some more of this, you know. I sort of wanted to change I was in like a identity crisis.
But what kind of names were on the lineup when you played like the house stage?
It was like with Prunk. I was always playing with Prunk together, you know.
Oh, Prunk, of course.
And you know,
Prunky.
so yeah, Prunky. And I was at that time. I didn't like my house anymore. I was making only house, and I was really found this deep stuff. I was like, wow, this is it, you know. But I was a bit confused that time, you know, like what I should do with my music, like overthinking it way too much. And then when I moved to Groningen, I could play literally anything I want, almost every month, you know. So I played with Tyree Cooper and lots of these opening sets. I love to open, you know. It's you can play this.
Me too. Music. And especially long sets when you can just build build like a whole journey.
Set a vibe for
visitors.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a great and I would start with like ambient, and people would just sit down, you know, and it's so nice. People just sit and listen. When do you ever do that, you know? Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Now I'm looking forward to a Sunday daytime party. Maybe there will be more daytime Sunday parties, since we are now only allowed to go to the club to midnight.
Yeah, so you can.
I think there's a lot of daytime parties coming in. In the coming months.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, do you know Janaret?
Of course I do. Yeah.
Somebody's asking, is that dub techno? Yeah, sometimes it's very dubby though. But if it's
very dubby, but more like dubby and housey.
I call it dub house. I have a folder called dub house in my.
Yeah, but that's a nice. It's like a fusion.
I also have
of course it does a lot of dub sounds, but also like very housey grooves.
Yeah, I have like people like Janaret and Mihai Popoviciu. They're all in my dub house. Frink, you know, the FR. I really like those.
Yeah, really nice.
It still has the steps, but it also has sort of like more of a housey kind of. Beat, like a minimal housey beat or something. And dub techno, I really consider this like super spacious ambience, but also more really techno kind of elements, like these rides that are in there, and this, you know, it's a bit more techno-y or so. Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. It's always hard to put like a name on
it.
music.
Yeah.
But Jan Red is really nice. I also like his label, Jewel.
Yeah.
Like his final label, Jewel. It also has great dub house
Yeah.
releases.
Yeah.
It's a final. I think it's from a Yuyaku
Oh yeah, I also love Yuyaku.
distribution.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, there's so much stuff out there, but the dub, yeah, I really like the dub stuff. You know, I actually have like a bunch. I'm gonna send you so much stuff that I made back in the day, and
Please
I
do.
probably will make a lot of new stuff this winter because the winter is a great time to make dub. You know, I
That
think.
is
Yeah.
absolutely true.
Hey,
Yeah.
and what's up for you then? Are there some gigs now? Because you told me like this summer a lot has been cancelled. Stuff you were really looking forward to. What is
Yeah, well,
what?
I was looking forward to play 5 festivals in September, and unfortunately, none of them is actually happening. But actually, today I got a booking request for the Marktkantine on October 8th, I think. But I just got it in before we started the stream, so the
Yeah.
event is not online yet, and I'm not sure if the other artists are confirmed. So, but it's with really nice minimal housey names, so
Yeah.
really nice lineup.
Yeah,
And that will be my first gig in since June, because I played during the 2-week reopening at Basis,
Yeah.
where I did my own event.
Yeah.
And invited coach Ian Ludwig.
Oh yeah.
That was one night to remember.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I can.
But
imagine. Yeah.
Ian Ludwig is my favorite producer.
I actually
Like-
remember a set of him in what's this club? Was it Club de Visionnaire, I believe, where he did a sitting down live set for 4 hours or something, or he recorded it there. I'm not sure if it's the Visionnaire or one of these. I think the Visionnaire. And
Probably, yeah.
yeah, and he used Dutch vocals as well in like op.
He does sometimes.
Like some
yeah.
So I had to think of this when you played the.
I really like Ion's music.
Yeah, he's.
But 4-hour live set, that's
Yeah.
pretty intense. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
also busy working on a live set, but I think like 1 hour is already so intense because
Yeah.
you're doing so much things at the same time. But maybe because I'm not used to it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you did a lot of live sets.
Yeah, but I
did
just
you
had-
also do like longer live sets? Like
I once did
multiple hours?
once of 6 hours in Pand 48 in Groningen. But
Whoa,
that's like
holy
I think
shit.
it's already 12 years ago. But I remember I had like 73 or 74 tracks in
Whoa.
my scene session view all the way down. But I used like some of them were just whole tracks, like there were like 5 till 10 that were just they were like ambient kind of soundscapes that I would like put like in the middle of the night. I would suddenly filter in one of those and have like some sort of crazy like space, and then go back to. I usually did more like tech housey and house stuff, and then go back to like the beats, and it was really crazy. I brought my Nordlied as well. But
Nice,
it
yeah.
wasn't as because later when I was playing at Paradigm more with the live set, I would bring more gear. But back in the day, it's just one controller, controlling Ableton. So not really live so much, like a very compact thing. I know that like Koos also brings like his suitcase with like a modular in there and like his drum machine. So it's.
I think maybe he minimized the setup, but I saw like, well, not really recent because of course everything was closed, but before Corona I saw him play with Ableton, of course, and then just the Xone mixer as his mixer, and then I think some Electron device, and then one other device, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was also really compact setup.
Yeah, at some point you're just done with carrying around all this stuff.
Probably, of course, I understand. Like it's
Yeah.
a hassle to do
but it's
so.
nice. I now have a really cool setup actually, but I don't play anymore. I really don't have any gigs or anything, especially since COVID. I was playing
course,
like 4 times a year. But yeah, it's now because of COVID, and I don't release enough music. I'm just teaching all the time. But yeah, I just
It's
like.
also a wonderful thing to do.
It's super nice, and I make music. You make music basically for yourself. Like gigging and stuff. It's all nice, and yeah. But in the essence, I started making music when I was 15. At home, I loved fiddling around with my computer and making beats, and and that's basically the best thing to do. But I wouldn't say no to some cool gigs though. Just travel around a bit. I had some in August when I went to Holland. I was supposed to play in Rotterdam on this
Oh,
boat
where?
and Paradigm. Play for What's Up for the
Ah,
underdogs
okay, yeah, I
guys.
know
I
the
was
name.
supposed to play in Paradigm with the beer garden where I know they're good
Yeah,
friends,
yeah.
and yeah, that just got cancelled. I had another one which was more like like a illegal kind of thing, but yeah, lots got cancelled. So I didn't have
Too
like
bad.
the
Yeah,
yeah
I
with,
know. I
with
know the feeling.
yeah. So I've been playing like mostly for friends, and but I would love to have a good set sometime or a good gig sometime. Maybe it's gonna be Burning Man next year, because
Yeah.
I'm planning to go there again. That's gonna be nice. That's a
To play
journey.
there, you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I
Or,
played there in
oh,
2019. I went there, and my old roommate knows a lot of people there, so he put me in
sick.
contact with some of these camps, and I played some crazy stages. And it's really nice there because you're just there and you have your music with you, and there will always be a place to play at some point. And if you already, if you set it up beforehand, you can just bike on the playa, go to your stage, and it's a ridiculous event. So these type of things are nice for me to play still, but I'm not actively chasing stuff. I don't have I do still
Yeah.
have sort of a booker, but I'm not as serious as you about it anymore. I'm at the teaching. I'm enabling other people now together
But
with
that's
you.
that's also amazing, right?
Yeah,
To
it's
do.
it's great. It's super super humbling to see other people like chase it, and now I can just transfer the knowledge, like okay, I used to do this, and if you want to send a demo, you gotta just make sure it looks right. People have these questions and they want to know how it works, and that's
Yeah.
nice. I've been there and done that, So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and yeah, thank you for sharing your knowledge today. It's so
I
like
hope.
it's such a blessing to see how you've grown over the years. Like I just said in the little break when we
Thank
were
you.
listening to the music, like I remember you started with deep tech. When deep tech was a thing. I think that's like
Yeah.
8 years ago or maybe 10 years ago or something.
I think already 10 years ago,
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
and you're
When
such a
I
pro.
was allowed to go in the club, I
Yeah,
started to play there as well.
and throwing your own parties already pretty early on.
Yeah.
Sublunary.
Sublunary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I actually made a track in Logic back then also called Sublunary. I have to
Really?
look it up because I was supposed to play for you, and then I actually made a track. I named it Sublunary because it was that weekend. I'd
I'm
never
curious to hear
never
it.
finished it off. Yeah,
To feel all nostalgic.
I'll check it out. Yeah, but yeah, it's nice. And it's amazing to see how you've grown and how you've taken more knowledge. You followed all these classes, but you've also kept on making music. And this music, which you just played for me, is exactly like how I would love to play it in when I played Paradigm, like with the Anton Kubikovs and with the Doyaks and with the Steve O'Sullivans. I think it's right there. I would definitely think you should see if you can get Mosaic. You can get on a Mosaic final.
That is one of my life goals, I
Yeah,
would say. Like
yeah,
Mosaic and Steve and his
yeah,
labels have had like a big influence on my musical
yeah,
taste. So I hope I can one day. I'm
yeah,
just gonna. I was. I mean, I'm hoping to send some demos at some point, but for now, I think I'm just shy and
yeah.
insecure about it
Yeah,
because that's like a very high uh,
yeah, bar for you.
no
Yeah, but I
bar.
think I think
Yeah.
I think it's really good, and it's feels like art, and it's made from a good heart also. So well done. A round of applause for. Yeah, nice. So yeah,
Oh,
it was.
thank you.
We still have 60. We had 16 people watching constantly, or my system is just stuck. I don't know. Maybe it's more people. I have to check if I
Well,
can.
that's nice. I hope everyone
Yeah. I,
had a nice time with us tonight.
Yeah, well, I had a nice time, and I really appreciate you coming on the show again. And I hope that these,
Yeah, let's do this yearly.
yeah, that's the plan. It's nice to have people on to see what you have next year. Always welcome to come and share your stuff. I bet people really enjoyed learning a bit of stuff from you, seeing all these change and hearing you tell about it. So I actually wrote down a lot. I have to watch David Lynch and listen to this Crazy Clown album. It's not a movie, by the way. It's an album.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know the movie,
Crazy
but
Clown
then
Time.
maybe because it's an album.
Yeah,
I also don't know the album, so
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out as well.
yeah, Crazy Clown Time. I'm going to check it out as well. I'm going to use the Corpus on my FX Sense. I'm going to use the amp more. I'm going to use the LFO to morph my frequency of my,
That is a
my
nice one,
filters.
yeah.
I'd never thought of it. It was really nice. And I'm going to check out the Sohaso with what like the full thing that
Yeah.
Munu did with his vocalist, which is nice. So, yeah, productive night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Well, everybody, thank you for watching. If you have any
Thank you.
questions, leave them in the comments on the YouTube video. It will be online there, like all the dive-in lives are there. Next week we're back with Crimson, who did a release on 8-bit and is based in New York, in America, and he'll be on next week. And then I think we've got Close to Custom coming, and Sota is on the lineup soon. And I have way more for the winter planned, so stay tuned. See you all next week.